Hello friends, my name is Ashok Sengupta and I am here to teach the topic banking roles and structure of banking in India. I am working as assistant professor in School of Management Sciences, Lucknow. Today's friend, we will understand this topic because banking sector is one of the primary sector in our country which helps for the economic development, and we should know about the role of banking and various structure of banking in India. So, after completion of this topic you will understand about this whole scenario of banking. So, let us start this topic. Friends, as per the definition, Sayers said banks is an institutions whose debt are widely accepted in settlement of others' debt to each others. According to the Banking Regulation Act 1949, accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposited of money and the public repayment of bank of on demand or otherwise withdrawable by check, drafts, other or otherwise. This is the definition as per the Banking Regulation 1949 of the banking. So, friends, bank is a body which works for the settlement of the fund, transfer of the fund, lending the fund, as well as it has unlimited roles which helps for the various activities. First, role of commercial banks. Here we talk about the commercial banks. So, first point is mobilization of saving. Commercial bank like all the banks which we see today, private sector or public sector or foreign banks, SBI, HSBC, ICICI, SDFC, Axis, Punjab National Bank, Canara Bank, etc. all are working commercially. The first role is mobilization of saving. They encourage us to save our liquidity, cash in bank account as a saving account. Against that they give us some interest rate which is near about 3.5 to 3.4%, but this saving moves for the capitalization or for different sectors, growth for different sectors. Second is facilitate the commerce and trade. Bank also provide services for businessmen. They give us services as current account for the business purposes. They provide us loan for capital enhancement or establishment of the manufacturing unit or for the working capital. They also give us guarantee in certain areas where we need. They help us in international transactions, international trade. Bank also help as a balanced regional development. This is an important point because every country, any country will grow when the development is balanced, otherwise the country will face internal crisis, internal war. So, balanced regional development refers to growth of every region, growth of infrastructure either agriculture sector or industries, and provide the loan and lending facility to different part of the country. Provision of finance to backward community. is important to give financial support to the people who are belongs to the backward community, having very low income level, like in this COVID period, Government of India gave some certain amount of money 500 to 1000 rupees to the account of saving account of the people having in branch in any commercial bank, which was opened after the lockdown period. Jan Yojana, in the name of Jan Yojana Kalyan, where low class, low income people can have a facility to open the saving account in the banks, and now that account get some amount from the Government of India for the support, which is because of the banking. Bank also provide different facility to our agriculture and priority sectors. Agriculture sector is a backbone of our economy. Bank provide credit card or Kisan credit card, loan for tractor or automobile loan, also farmers get their money or subsidy amount in their bank account from Government of India when they purchase some kind of fertilizer. So, friends, these are the some points which basically gives the overview about the role of commercial bank in our country. This is the structure of banking. First, we all know RBI, Reserve Bank of India, apex body, apex bank. This Reserve Bank of India is a governing or authorized body which works for the regulation of the banking sector. Now, banks are divided into two parts, categorized as scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks, which we discuss later. Scheduled banks then divided into two parts, commercial banks and cooperative banks. In commercial banks, we find public sector banks like SBI, Associate, other national banks like PNB, Punjab National Bank, Allahabad Bank, Bank of Baroda, and so on. Second type of commercial banks are private banks, ICICI, Axis Bank, IDBI, SDFCs. Foreign banks which are also working in our country, Citibank, HSBC, Bank of America, Standard Chartered, and so on. There are lots of public sector banks working in India, and maximum are metropolitan cities or big cities like Calcutta, Delhi, Mumbai or Chennai. Last category in commercial bank is regional rural banks. It is one of the category of banks which are governed under their parental bank, but as per the RBI norms, the branch of the bank is operated near the rural areas, which helps to get the banking facility to the rural people. The objective of the RRBs are to provide the banking facility to the rural people. Friends, as we discussed, banks are categorized into two parts, scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. So, scheduled banks have includes in the second schedule of RBI Act 1934. They are in this category because as per the norms, the paid up capital collected from a bank should be not less than 5 lakhs as per the RBI Act 1934. Scheduled banks are categorized 5 different parts according to the ownership and nature of the operations, like State Bank and State Bank and their subordinate bank like Bank of Indore, State Bank of Indore and other state banks, nationalized bank like Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Banks, foreign banks as I told you, Citibank, and other commercial banks are in private sector like Axis, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, all are the part of the scheduled banks. Now, non-scheduled banks. The banks which are not included in the first list of the scheduled banks are called non-scheduled banks. The criteria is they do not have to maintain the CRR, it is have a condition that either they want or not. They do not want to keep CRR ratio, it is okay, they can do maintain the ratio of cash reserve ratio according to themselves, but for the scheduled banks this is a mandatory as per the RBI. Friends, we have only 4 non-scheduled banks in our country, and this is very important question because you have to read there are only 4 non-scheduled banks, and first is Coastal Local Area Bank which is in Andhra Pradesh, Capital Local Area Bank which is in Punjab, Pagwara district, Krishna Bhima Samruddhi Local Area Bank, it is also in Andhra Pradesh, and last is Subhadra Local Area Bank, Kolhapur, Maharashtra. So, friends, these are the 4 non-scheduled bank existing in our country. Friends, commercial banks are categorized as public sector bank, and I give you here the example SBI, Canara Bank, etc. Private sector banks, ICICI Bank, HDFC banks, foreign banks and regional rural banks. These banks are work for the development of the economy, development of participation of the economy. Take the example of public sector bank SBI. SBI is the largest network bank in our country. At some time its work also in behalf of RBI for the collection of the fund if the other banks not able to deposit the fund to the RBI. So, SBI will deposit that in their chests. SBI has the largest number of ATM system in our country. In 2020, lots of banks are merged together, lots of public sector banks merged together. Punjab National Banks owned the Punjab National owned the Oriental Bank of Commerce and United Bank. Similarly, Andhra Bank and Vijaya Bank merged with Union Bank. Syndicate Bank merged with Bank of Baroda. Dena Bank merged with Syndicate Bank merged with Canara Bank and Dena Bank merged with Bank of Baroda. So, this is the reforms which happen in banking sector day to day to maintain their roles, maintain their all the activities, maintain their path. Friends, in private sector bank it was started near about 1998-2000 when first ICICI Limited converted or start they are working in retail sector, they get license to work in retail sector. Today IDBI, which was initially a Industrial Development Bank of India, only finance the institutional the financial role to the heavy institutions or heavy industries, also started their business is retail banking. With this flow, HDFC also there, Axis Bank and so on are the private bank. Now, there are some also small finance bank category also there, like Jana small finance bank. It was a different category by RBI, small finance bank. So, Jana is small finance bank, one of the category of bank which start their commercial working. In foreign bank category, Standard Chartered is one of the oldest bank in our country as working as a foreign bank. Initially name was Greenlace Bank, and other bank like Bank of Scotland, Bank of America, etc. Regional rural banks, as I said, these banks are for the development of rural sector. Therefore, their branches is according to the need of the particular area, and these banks are under their parental bank and they are some public sector bank. I give an example. Aryavart Gramin Bank's parent bank is Bank of India. Similarly, Allahabad Gramin Bank parent bank is Allahabad Bank, but public sector bank are not able to do because of the manpower resources, because of their operating cost, they are not able to functioning in deep rural part of our country. So, they started the rural banks, and according to the district wise or state wise. Friends, as we discuss here the role of commercial banks, there is another type of bank categorized under scheduled bank is cooperative banks in India. The origin of Indian cooperative bank started in 1904 under Cooperative Society Act. The objective of this act to establish cooperative credit societies to encourage thrift, self-help and cooperation to the agriculturalists, artisans, persons of limited means. First of all, we should understand that the role of cooperative societies. The role of cooperative societies is to provide the financial support or create a group of people having a limited means, and they can easily help each other in any kind of economic activities. There are a lot of credits or cooperative society in our country working in different areas, and basically most of belongs to the Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and West Bengal, some part in Gujarat also. These cooperative society helps the low income people who are having some specialty, but they do not have the funds, they do not have the means, they do not have the approaches. In simple word, उन गरीब लोग का जिनके पास हुनर है, आर्टिस्ट हैं, पेंटर हैं, किसान हैं, बुनाई का काम करते हैं, अपना जीवनचर्या अपने दिनचर्या को खुद करते हैं, खाने पीने की बंदोबस्त खुद करने की कोशिश करते हैं अपने प्रोडक्ट को बेचकर या अपने, पर उनके पास कोई पैसे को मैनेज करने का, उनके पास पैसा नहीं है, उनके प्रोडक्ट बेचने। तो ये सोसाइटीज़ उनको एकजुट करती है और फिर उनके चीज़ों को बेचकर ही उन्हीं को फ़ायदा पहुंचाती है। दिस इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द सोसाइटी। सिमिलरली credit society is one of the role of cooperative society where they provide the financial support. They provide the financial support to the members. याद रखिए कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ में मेंबर्स होते हैं और मेंबर्स छोटे छोटे ग्रुप्स में होते हैं, सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप बोला जाता है। रजिस्टर्ड द सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप कैन रजिस्टर अंडर द NABARD and people who want to start their cooperative society have to register their Cooperative Society Act. So, cooperative societies या cooperative credit societies having the following structure. Here agriculture credit institutions, non agriculture credit institutions, वो इंस्टीट्यूशन जो एग्रीकल्चर से रिलेटेड चीज़ों के लिए आपको उधार देती है, वो क्रेडिट सोसाइटीज़, वो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ जो एग्रीकल्चर से रिलेटेड चीज़ों के लिए आपको उधार देती, मेंबर्स को उधार देती है, या वो सोसाइटीज़ जो एग्रीकल्चर हट कर किसी और चीज़ों में, जैसे आर्टिस्ट हैं, मिट्टी के कोई बर्तन बनाते हैं, गमले बनाते हैं, मूर्तियाँ बनाते हैं, ऐसे ग्रुप ऑफ लोगों के पीपल। अभी गणपति त्यौहार निकला है, हमारे देश में बहुत माना जाता है और महाराष्ट्र में भी काफ़ी माना जाता है। तो ये त्यौहार में जो मूर्तियाँ आती हैं, ये छोटे छोटे आर्टिशियंस बनाते हैं, कुछ स्वयं बनाकर मार्केट में बेचते हैं, कुछ सोसाइटी के द्वारा आते हैं। कोविड के टाइम पे इस दौरान हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने प्रोत्साहित किया लोकल वोकल शब्द को और बोला कि हमारे यूपी में ही वाराणसी में इतनी के लोग जो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ हैं वो आगे आएँ और सोसाइटी के थ्रू गरीब लोगों को काम दें और प्रोडक्ट तैयार करें। आज यही प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में आ रहा है, हम और आप पहन रहे हैं, मास्क, डिफरेंट तरह के मास्क बन रहे हैं, वो लोग घर पे बना रहे हैं या तो खुद मार्केट में बेच रहे हैं या सोसाइटी के थ्रू बेच रहे हैं। जो फीमेल्स हैं, जो नॉन एग्रीकल्चर से रिलेटेड हैं, वो अपने घर में छोटे छोटे बर्तन सजाने की चीज़ें, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी के अंदर। पर यहाँ पर बात हो रही है पैसा, हाउ वी गिव देम दी फंड, पैसा कैसे पहुँचाया जाए। तो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ अपने मेंबर्स को शॉर्ट टर्म या लॉन्ग टर्म क्रेडिट देती है। इंस्टीट्यूशंस, कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी अप्रोच करती है बैंक्स को, इवन NABARD जो है वो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी को इंकरेज करता है एग्रीकल्चर लोन के लिए, ट्रेनिंग के लिए, सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप के लिए, जिससे कि लोग वहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग लें, अपने पैरों पे खड़े हों और अपने प्रोडक्ट्स बेचें। एग्रीकल्चर में डिफरेंट चीज़ों को इस्तेमाल करते हुए अपने एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट को इंक्रीज़ कर रहे हैं, बढ़ावा दें। अब बात आती है कि कितने तरह के होते हैं। तो शॉर्ट टर्म क्रेडिट इंस्टीट्यूशंस स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी होती है, सेंट्रल कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी होती है और प्राइमरी एग्रीकल्चर सोसाइटी भी होती है। अगर स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी या बैंक की बात किया जाए तो यूपी कोऑपरेटिव बैंक है, उसका ऑफिस लखनऊ में है एंड इट इज़ वर्क अंडर द कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी एक्ट और बैंकिंग का काम करता है। और यूपी के जो किसानों की समस्याएं हैं, किसानों के जो पेमेंट हैं, उनको सॉल्व करने के लिए ये कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी आगे आती है। इसी तरह NAFCAB है, नेशनल एग्रीकल्चर अर्बन क्रेडिट बैंकिंग सिस्टम, NAFCAB, और several other societies are in our country. So these cooperative societies work to give some financial support to our rural area, rural people, because still we have maximum people living in our rural areas, and they give us a lots of support in our GDP. चाहे तो आप प्रोडक्शन ऑफ मिल्क की बात करें, इंडिया इज लीडिंग इन द वर्ल्ड नाउ, द हाईएस्ट प्रोडक्शन ऑफ मिल्क. अमूल कॉर्पोरेट सोसाइटी के ऊपर बेस्ड है, इट इज़ बेस्ड ऑन कॉर्पोरेट सोसाइटी, आनंद मिल्क यूनियन लिमिटेड, और उसके प्रोडक्ट जो बिकता है गुजरात मिल्क फेडरेशन कॉर्पोरेशन, मार्केटिंग फेडरेशन, वो भी एक कॉर्पोरेट सोसाइटी है. इनका मॉडल भी वही है कि हर वो आदमी जो अपने घर में से गाय है दूध बेचना चाहता है उसको अपना मेंबर बना ले और उसको दूध को वो परचेज कर ले, एंड उस दूध को उसका पेमेंट उसके पास पहुंचे, जिससे कि अच्छी क्वालिटी का मिल्क हमें मिले और उसको किसान को अपना पेमेंट मिले. सो फ्रेंड्स, I just binding and just give you a overview of the lecture. First, in first slide we understand about the bank, definition of the bank. Second, we understand about the commercial role of the bank. The commercial role of the bank is very important to give the more and more support to the people and maintain the financial stability, maintain the financial things. Commercial banks also provide the fund mobilization, other services. Then we understand about the role of or structure of the bank. So, RBI divided the bank in the scheduled bank and non-scheduled banks. Scheduled banks are categorized into the commercial banks and cooperative banks. Again, commercial banks are categorized into public sector banks, private sector banks and foreign banks. On the other hand, cooperative sector banks categorized into district level, state level and country level. The other form of banking is non-scheduled banks. And friends, we have only 4 non-scheduled banks in our country, one in Punjab, one in Maharashtra and other 2 are in Andhra Pradesh. So friends, I hope you will understand this whole topic about the role and structure of the banking system, and now you have a clear idea how the banking sector works, what are the different aspects of the bank, how bank channelize the things, what are the various structure of the banking system, how they mobilize the fund, mobilize the other things. So, friends, with this word I end this topic. Thank you.